Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Starchild podcast. I'm Starchild, your host. Um, a quick reminder before we get started, I have begun streaming over on twitch.tv, so if you could go over there and follow me at official Starchild, where I stream videos, video games, and it's just a great place for all of us to hang out and chat with one another. Today, I am so excited to bring my next guest on the podcast for you. She is the Artistic Director of the Seattle International Film Festival, otherwise known as SIFF, and I'm so excited to have her join me today. She is none other than Beth Barrett. Hello, Beth. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Great.
So for those that may not know you, could you briefly describe a little bit of your history with SIFF and what it means to be the Artistic Director of SIFF?
Sure. I started as a volunteer in the publications department, so the catalog and the guide, in 2003, and then
Oh, wow.
I just stayed. I
Yeah.
just never left. And so as the organization grew, my role within the organization grew with it. So I became the programming coordinator, and then the manager, and then the director of programming, and then in 2016 became the artistic director. And what that means is that I manage the amazing group of people that program not just the festival, but also our cinemas year round and also our education and engagement departments. So it's sort of the all the out facing and programmatic concepts and desires to really focus on discovery films and films by BIPOC and LGBTQ plus directors, as well as the established canon, to really bring that breadth of films to Seattle, either through the festival or the cinemas.
Well, I'm so excited that you've decided to join me today because I've discovered so many brilliant films through SIFF, end of the century, and then we danced just to name a couple films that otherwise you would never see on Netflix or just any of the normal film outlets.
Yeah.
And so SIFF is known to be the largest film festival actually in the United States. It would normally draw 140,000 attendees over the 25-day event. And with the film festival being canceled this year because of COVID-19, how has SIFF virtually adapted to provide audiences the same great international films that you would typically see at the festival?
Yeah, it's been really interesting. In April, we launched Virtual SIFF Cinema, which brought a lot of those films. And then we danced. The film you just mentioned was had a small virtual cinema run as well. It brings a lot of the great international art house titles and documentaries that people come to expect when they think about coming to either the festival or the cinemas, and it brings it to your home in a streaming fashion, which most of us were really against for a long time because it's
Yeah,
like to go into the theaters, but now we're like, you cannot go into the theaters. So the reason and what we're so excited about being able to pivot like that is that we can share those amazing films with our audiences now,
hmm,
that we can look for different ways of engaging and still saying these are really amazing films that you ordinarily would not see on a streaming platform or
sure.
on DVD. These are still like the great experiences that you should have. So we launched that in April, and since April we've shown just under 100 different films, bringing in two or three a week and leaving them on and available for our audiences for 2 or 3 weeks, because we recognize that this is not destination viewing time.
Right.
This is I'm going to experience all of these different kinds of arts time. So right now, we today actually we're launching two great documentaries: Jazz on a Summer's Day, which is a 4K restoration of the Newport Jazz Festival in the early 60s.
Oh, wow.
Amazing film. And then Martin Margiela, in his own words, Martin Margiela was a German fashion designer that no one ever knew what he looked like. Um, he was never very public, but he
Kind of
had
like
this
me.
amazing eye. And so this is a documentary about about him.
Okay.
And we've still got a bunch of great films, A Thousand Cuts about the Filipino journalist Maria Ressa, in Duterte's Philippines, John Lewis, the recently departed,
Mm.
really amazing voting rights advocate, and then The Fight, which is a documentary about the ACLU fighting for rights
Hmm.
for all of us.
That's fantastic. That you were able to, through Virtual SIFF, you're able to potentially even reach a more broader audience. Those that couldn't attend physically to see SIFF, maybe Virtual SIFF is a way for audiences that couldn't attend in person to actually see some of these great films as well.
Yeah.
So that being said, could you refer to us, recommend some of the movies that we could potentially see on Virtual SIFF? I know you mentioned Jazz on Summers.
Jazz on a Summer's Day.
Okay, and I saw Nomad, which is
Yeah,
Werner
Nomad,
Herzog. Could
yeah,
you
Werner
talk about that
Herzog's
one as well?
in the steps of Bruce Chatwin, who was one of his co-collaborators for many, many years, but everyone just thought about Werner Herzog, and so it's a very Herzogian saga,
Yeah.
but a really interesting look at a man who did a lot for film production over decades that people just don't know about.
Mm. And that one's called Nomad by Werner Herzog, about the writer
Bruce Chatwin.
Bruce Chatwin. Okay, that's
Bruce
right.
Chatwin. Yep.
And so to end this, what is your favorite part about SIFF, and what can be done to help support SIFF during the time of COVID-19, until people can return to cinemas in person?
My favorite part is that communal discovery of an incredible film and just that electricity that the audience feels when
Sure.
they share that experience and they want to talk about it. And sometimes you can't get people out of the cinemas because they're just discussing it, and that kind of energy is my favorite part about what we do at
Okay.
SIP, which of course right now is really incredibly hard to do with all of us socially distanced. So we're figuring it out. Virtual SIFF is one great way. As we have some virtual events coming up that bring people together a little bit more. We have the Science Fiction and Fantasy Short Film Festival, which is at the end of
Mm.
August on the 28th and 29th,
Okay.
that we're partnering with Mopop on,
Oh, that's awesome.
which brings together 17 really amazing sci-fi and fantasy short films with discussions and Q&As. And so all that's on our website, sif.net, and ways that people can really engage with us right now is to watch something through Virtual SIFF, or to renew or become a member of SIFF, which would really help. You can always donate directly to us, and you can find out all of those things at sif.net.
Okay. You heard it here, folks. Thank you so much, Beth, for joining me. I hope to
Thank you,
see you and
Churchill.
talk to you
That's
again
amazing.
very soon. So take care.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. So that was Beth Barrett of SIFF, the Artistic Director of SIFF. Here is their website where you can go and see a huge catalog of wonderful international films, short films, animation films, just one better than the last. Here is, in his own words, the film that she was referencing, Martin Margiela, the German designer, Jazz on a Summer's Day, and Nomad, the Werner Herzog documentary about Bruce Chatwin, the 20th century author. So go over there, help support local cinema, Seattle International Film Festival. They do great work. They help the industry so much. Beth Barrett is just a wonderful person, artistic director, a great leader in the local film industry. And everyone would normally spend $10 a week or $10 a month on going out to the movies, on a movie ticket. So if I could ask you for anything, just please take that $10 that you normally spend on a movie ticket and donate it to film and international film and cinema, and just help the arts as much as we can. during this difficult time. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this interview with Beth Barrett. And just try to express your creativity yourself as well during this time. Make a movie, write a script, write a poem, make a song, do whatever you can to flex that creative muscle. So thank you so much, and stay tuned for another podcast.